In this video, we're going to talk about stacking Rhodiola Rosea with Racetams. It's actually a pretty interesting combination coming up. Okay, we're gonna skip the product promotion. Normally we do 2 minutes of product promotion, but we're running specials basically on everything, like where you got the Cortex stack at 28 bucks, Racetam God Guide at 17 bucks, Smarter, Better, Faster at 17 bucks. Typically those guides are 24 plus, and then typically Cortex is 35 bucks. It's down to 28. We'll explain all that stuff at the end, so stick around if you're interested in our products. Basically, we're running a sale on all of our stuff. Okay, this week until the end of Sunday, stick around. There's like a 2-minute video at the end of this video where you can watch it all if you're interested in our powerful nootropic products. Okay, so check this out. Rhodiola Rosea is this adaptogenic herb that is a mild acetylcholinesterase inhibitor, if I can remember, which means it allows the brain to have a little more acetylcholine floating around to be available for neurons to fire and send to one another to provoke excitatory neurotransmission, that will facilitate working memory, focus, verbal fluency, mental energy, these sorts of things. But predominantly Rhodiola Rosea is an adaptogenic herb, which means it helps the body respond to stress better. One of the other similar cousins, or one of the other similar compounds that's, mechanisms of action are slightly different, but it's also in that class of adaptogens, is ashwagandha. The primary reason I think ashwagandha allows people to feel very calm and good, which is what rhodiola does too, is its work on lowering resting cortisol. Rhodiola is similar in that way that when you take it, the dose range is somewhere between 500 to 1500 milligrams. It really calms things down. It's a solid calming nootropic compound that it puts you in a good solid mood. Calms down. Seems to calm down the entire nervous system, puts you in a calming mood, and makes you feel good. Rhodiola Rosea, a pretty cool compound. What I found over time is that you could stack it not only with cholinergics, so CDP, choline, alpha GPC, uridyl monophosphate to some extent, choline bitartrate, centrophenoxine, DMAE, and a few other, even NuPep and some of these other, facilitators of the cholinergic system. So the choline sources and the facilitators of the cholinergic system, but also stacks well with Racetams, which is a facilitator. Racetams are just facilitators of the cholinergic system. They'll make you fire more acetylcholine, convert more choline to acetylcholine in high affinity choline uptake in neurons, and therefore give you more usable, better functionality of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, and any number of other things related to acetylcholine. So aniracetam and oxiracetam particularly, I found stack well with Rhodiola Rosea. So that's basically the major takeaway. Yeah, rhodiola and racetams is a very interesting combination, very powerful, good, solid combination, because you get good brain function, working memory, focus, verbal fluency, stimulation, motivation, right? Fluidity, mental fluidity, but you have a background calm too. It's kind of like one of the user stacks that somebody put forth and we talked about, where they stacked like 400 to 500 milligrams aniracetam with 400 or so milligrams ashwagandha, another calming adaptogenic Ayurvedic herb. You get it? So the whole notion here is that you've got a racetam invoking the use of a focused neurotransmitter, acetylcholine. So you got focus, working memory, all these good, brain fluidity, facets of brain function, and then you have an adaptogenic, calming, feel-good, stress-lowering herb called Rhodiola Rosea, allowing that stimulation to tone down a little bit and adding a nice, cool calm to it. Okay, so dose recommendations, let's stick with aniracetam on this one. Well, I'll give some dose recommendations on both. I'd say 700 milligrams aniracetam, go with 1,000 milligrams Rhodiola Rosea. Okay, 1,000 milligrams Rhodiola Rosea. Again, you'll have to titrate, but I want to give folks a base point to start at. With oxiracetam, I'd go for 1,000 milligrams oxiracetam, and I would stay at 1,000 milligrams of Rhodiola Rosea. See where you're at. Titrate up or down in the milligram quantity increments on each of those compounds to get the best effects. Now, for those of you that need an optional choline source, this is something you're going to have to figure out. So you might need, 100 milligrams alpha GPC with each one of those doses. You might need 300 milligrams CDP choline with each of those doses, 500 milligrams choline bitartrate with each of those doses. That's something you'll have to figure out. If you really truly want to understand choline sources and how that works in relation to racetams, get the Racetam God Guide or Smarter, Better, Faster. Okay, but all around, yeah, Rhodiola Rosea, which is a very powerful compound. Somebody recently hit me up like, why aren't you talking about this? Yeah, you're right. I should be talking about rhodiola. Stacks very well with racetams, particularly aniracetam and oxiracetam in those doses that I gave. Try it, see what you think, and if anything, yeah, get on some rhodiola, man. This stuff is really very, very powerful. And also, in addition to it calming things down and putting you in a good brain state, in terms of mood, it actually seems to improve brain performance for me over baseline, just taking it by itself. Very good stuff. Okay, so stick around for 3 more minutes. We're going to talk about how everything we've got is on sale. Cortex Stack, Racetam, God Guide, Smarter, Better, Faster. Stick around. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, look, listen, if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on any of our products, whether the Cortex Stack, the Racetam God Guide, which is a guide of 80-plus Racetam stacks, pro-nootropic stack that have taken me just about 9 years to figure out, or the Smarter, Better, Faster Guide, which is a digital guide. Both of those are digital guides, which lays out how to use nootropics, a bunch of different things, choline sources, racetams, how to weigh and make your own nootropics, cycling on nootropics, modafinil strategies, everything else in between. Then now is basically the time because we're running specials on everything, so I'm just going to show you what we got. The Cortex Stack, let's start with the Cortex Stack. That's our stack that combines uridine monophosphate, CDP choline, artichoke extract, and Bacopa monnieri. Pretty highly functional for any number of things: motivation, speed of processing, mental energy. It's really a productivity stack. That's a thing. This is a commercial stack that took me a long time to figure out. 6.5 years into taking nootropics, I was using this stack like to run a company 18 hours a day, and then I basically put it together in a pre-made stack. It is called Cortex. Go to livecortex.com. Watch the trailer. The trailer, like, that video up there shows, like, the epicness of the compound. That's a U.S. Army combat veteran who was part of the beta testing program for Cortex, saying Cortex rocked his world. And we just sort of talk about, this is on the livecortex.com website, what nootropics do, and then run through some of the ingredients. Uridine particularly, like, we're putting emphasis on there because it's very powerful. $28 for Cortex, normally $34.99, $28. All right, get it at livecortex.com. Then the Smarter, Better, Faster Nootropics Guide, which, again, I've been saying this lately. This is the guide for folks that are new to nootropics. If you're new and you need to learn how to use nootropics, you need to understand choline sources, aniracetam stacks, uridine monophosphate, alcar, theanine, modafinil protocols, adrafinil strategies, making your own nootropics, everything in between. We've got the iOS version, Kindle version, PDF version, meaning these are digital. You can download them for any device you have. Basically, that's what this is about: surgically using nootropics. We've got stacking alcar with racetams, stacking paracetam with caffeine and theanine, aniracetam microdosing, just stuff like that. Very, very high level nootropic stuff, but easy for folks that are coming in. This is the trailer. The trailer on these products are so awesome. Look, we answer basic questions like, can I mix racetams and all these different things. You walk away with a Smarter, Better, Faster guide knowing how to use nootropics. This is an expert modafinil user. Guy's been programming and using modafinil for a while. Weighed in. It's $17. All right, $17 for Smarter, Better, Faster. That's a special. Get it at livecortex.com. Lastly, we got the Racetam stack list. Okay, this is the Racetam God Guide. There's 80 or so plus Racetam stacks. Look, faster Racetam phenibut stacks, colaracetam, oxiracetam stacks, surgical centrophenoxy and oxiracetam, Nupep, racetam stacks, paramiracetam, modafinil. Like, don't gloss over that. That's a pretty significant stack here. So we're really putting together stacks that have taken me a long time to figure out. You got to watch the trailer on this. This thing is epic. These stacks, turn on any number of different brain functions, from verbal fluency to speed of processing to mental energy to all of those, to many different things combined, to brain fluidity, just total cerebral output. That's what the Racetam God Guide offers in terms of stacks. Again, this is instantly downloadable, easily digestible. That right there was like an iBooks library. You can get it on your iPhone, iPad, Android, whatever you got. $17 for the Racetam God Guide, all right? All right, guys, all this stuff is on sale. Head over to livecortex.com. Get this stuff. We're going to be running all these specials where Cortex at 28, Cortex is at 28, the Racetam God Guide and the Smarter, Better, Faster guides are at 17 for the remainder of the weekend. It'll be Friday, tomorrow, depending on where you are. It could be Friday already, but we'll run these specials until the end of Sunday, so you got the weekend to get it done. But if you've been thinking about pulling the trigger on any of our products, this is the time. We got specials. Stuff is cheap. All right, make it happen. Go to livecortex.com. Buy whichever product or all the products, whatever products you've been interested in getting while we have these specials going on. Thanks for listening.